if you're only monitoring social media, that may not give you an accurate representation of what your overall customer population feels. Because social media can be manipulated quite a bit, but you need to make sure you're capturing data and feedback from multi-channels. Absolutely.
Hello and welcome to a whole new episode of Engati CX. I'm your host, Jeremy D'Souza, and today we have someone really interesting with us. But before I introduce you to our amazing guest, allow me to first introduce you to the magic of Engati. Engati is the world's leading multilingual no-code chatbot platform available across 14 channels with 30,000 bots created across 186 countries in literally every domain and use case. Engati has also been recognized as a top platform by Inc.com, TechWorld, CIO, and many others. We run the Engati blog, video channel, and the Engati CX podcast, receiving upwards of 300,000 visitors annually. And now for our wonderful guest, Roberta O Keith. She's a highly passionate CX advocate and brings over 20 years of experience in CX, strategic marketing, business development, and business process improvement to any organization. Her diverse industry experience spans across life and health insurance, consumer financial service products, manufacturing of air filtration products for power, cement, and pharmaceutical and food processing industries, and most recently, software startups and software development. Roberta, we're really thrilled to have you here today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
Okay, Roberta, before we start this, I have a quick announcement for everyone who's tuning in over here. We have a gift of sorts for all of you. So stick around to the end of the interview and you'll get it. Roberta, let's dive into this.
Awesome. Sounds good.
Okay, so my first question to you is, how is CX different for the big multinational companies versus the small and medium scale enterprises? And how is hyper-personalization even more critical for an SME?
So the difference between large organizations and small businesses for CX, I think the large organizations are able to invest the dollars to really take customer insights and customer feedback and take action with that information. Small businesses really don't know where to start. Maybe it was an entrepreneur who decided to start a small business and didn't even think about how to capture customer feedback. So the complexity of capturing customer feedback is probably a little bit different. Not to say that their businesses are very complex, but the larger you get, the larger the organization is, the more stakeholders you have involved, the more people have opinions on how to approach a customer experience and journey versus a small business where you have one, maybe two owners that drive the decisions in the organization. So those are a couple of differences I see between the two.
Yeah, so the smaller ones actually, they tend to be faster, right? With all that.
They can be faster, absolutely. They can execute quicker, they can implement quicker, and their program doesn't have to be as complicated as maybe some others. So it could be a quick and easy survey that's put up on a very easy software platform, or a chatbot like you guys do, having just a quick chatbot out there that's not very complicated, that they could have one person in their organization manage, versus a large corporation. You've got so many different facets of the organization that have to make decisions and deal with maybe that feedback that they're getting.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's the advantage that SMEs need to be playing on.
Absolutely.
My next question to you is, how is the SME sector going to change after this pandemic, and what trends can we expect to be seeing over there?
Yeah, no, that's great. The small businesses, the SMEs, really have had to learn very quickly how to pivot and change their business model, look at new and inventive ways to servicing the customer. I think it's twofold. You have small businesses that maybe didn't quite know what to do, and maybe it took them too long to try and do the pivot, and so they're not doing well in business right now, and maybe have had to close shop. You've got other businesses that have stayed current and been innovative and worked with their vendors and worked with their customers and worked with their employees to really develop the best model that they need. For example, a lot of local restaurants, had to really learn how to do carry-out food very quickly and sign up for a Grubhub or Uber Eats contract so that they could provide their service to their customers in a quick way, and also redesign their kitchen in order to meet those needs of developing those catered meals or takeout meals. For those restaurants that couldn't do that quickly, or just weren't able to pivot as quickly, obviously those kitchens and restaurants aren't open today. And they're struggling to win back their customers.
The ones who actually started on this entire digital journey of theirs earlier, they're the ones who's left standing right now.
Absolutely, absolutely. And even some of the franchises in restaurants that I've seen in the local area have closed down because they were either waiting on corporate to make decisions to help them establish standards versus a small restaurant who could pivot and quickly implement versus the larger, where it does take more time.
Absolutely. I think this entire COVID crisis has essentially given us a large-scale version of what happened to Blockbuster Netflix came. Just like they didn't stay up with the recent trends, and boom, they're out.
Absolutely. I think we all got caught. As the saying goes, all got caught with our pants down, not ready to pivot, not ready to innovate. I think you are finding companies that struggle with innovating and being agile, that weren't able to meet the needs of their customers very quickly, are going to struggle winning back their loyalty and winning back their customer base as we start to reopen and become back somewhat to normal. But honestly, I don't think we'll ever be back to normal, because now the customer expectations have changed.
Yes.
Me as a consumer, I expect now any restaurant that I go to be able to provide carry out and have an easy app to order food, or provide the opportunity to have an outdoor seating area, and so forth. So I think it's going to be different going forward for sure, and the consumers' expectations have gotten higher, and companies need to meet those.
Certainly. Right now, we're looking for a combination of safety and convenience. Earlier, it was
Absolutely.
like convenience. Now, safety matters a lot right now.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. So you did mention that they need to be able to have like an app or something so that people can access them faster. But in that case, they would probably need to go on some of the larger aggregator apps, because the new ones, if you like have a new app, it'll probably get uninstalled in a couple of days. Do you think it would be better for them to, instead of going on a new app, to go either on an aggregator or use something like a chatbot, which their customers can actually reach off Facebook, off WhatsApp, apps which they are using regularly, rather than download something new?
Yeah, I think companies are going to have to look at how easy is it for their customers to do business with, and ease of doing business is going to be even more critical now. Customers are going to get frustrated and move on to a competitor if it's not easy to do business with them, if their app isn't user-friendly, or if the chatbot isn't responding with the right response. And those automated responses sometimes they're way off from what the customer is typing in. So we have to be better at anticipating and understanding those questions, the responses to those questions, and if the medium isn't working, if the chat box isn't working right, or if the app isn't working right, we need to make sure we're on it, and companies are out there monitoring it and fixing it as quickly as possible. For instance, a lot of medical practices, some never had the scheduling aspect on the app. You could go in on the app and maybe ask questions, but you couldn't schedule an appointment time. You had to go online, go on your computer and do that, or call. So I think ease of having that availability on an app is going to be more critical now for customers and patients. So that's just,
yeah, you can't just like build once and leave it for your customers to go ham on it. You have to keep seeing, this is what they want, this is what I could do to make it better. Like, I need to update the app this way, I need to train my chatbot to answer this question if I see that a lot of people are asking it this particular
exactly
month.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking about that, how can bots which are actually backed by AI and they understand what your customer is saying, how can they actually help improve your customer experience on the whole?
You definitely have to have some sort of tool that is going in and analyzing your unstructured data, right? Your feedback, your verbatims, having sentiment analysis embedded in your tools, being able to really read and understand the context of what the customer is saying, and being able to label it correctly so that you can respond in the right way to the customers. So I think technology companies are really going to have to work on and fine-tune those logarithms, right, for sentiment analysis, maybe even video, facial recognition and emotion, and really being able to take that data and fine-tune it so that it works very well. Right now, like the video, it's very early stages in seeing some companies using that to read emotion and really get context to what customers are saying. So I think we're really going to be making a lot of advancements when it comes to that technology in this next 12 months. I really think that's going to be huge.
Yeah, certainly. Roberta, are there any other thoughts that you'd like to leave our audience with today?
I would love to just leave the thought that, companies don't give up. You need customer feedback in order to help you grow. You need that feedback to drive change in your organization. And if you're not getting customer feedback, you need to develop a program, develop a process, whether it's through surveys or whether it's monitoring social media. Even for the small businesses, that is critical information that you can use to drive that change that you need in order to be more competitive and gain more loyalty with your customers, for sure.
Certainly. What we usually notice is that a lot of companies just avoid doing surveys because customers are very conscious while they're actually getting surveyed. So what you said about monitoring social media, it certainly makes a lot of sense, because when you're adopting social listening, you can see what the customers are saying raw, unfiltered. That's what they actually mean. Yeah.
Yes, but I would say you have to be careful with, if you're only monitoring social media, that may not give you an accurate representation of what your overall customer population feels. Because social media can be manipulated quite a bit, but you need to make sure you're capturing data and feedback from multi-channels. Absolutely.
Certainly. Roberta, this has been amazing. Your insights have been really valuable, and I know that a lot of the businesses out there are not going to be resting on that one app which they built that one bot which they built. I know that thanks to you, a lot of them are actually going to be digging in and trying to find ways to improve it. So Roberta, where can they reach you?
You can reach me at Roberta at ROKkeithcoaching.com. Certainly find me on LinkedIn. ROK Keith is my extension on LinkedIn. And yeah, I appreciate it. Appreciate the time and thank you.
I'm sure they're all going to be reaching out to you. Okay, guys, I did mention that we have an announcement for you. We have a special gift for all of y'all. Our ebook, The Evolution of Customer Experience, is out. It's available for you to download completely for free. So yeah, go check it out. It'll probably help you to improve your experiences and create some wow moments for your customers. Engati CX will be back with a new episode and new expert really soon. Stay tuned, guys. We'll see you around in the next one.